Future Madness begins in the neighborhood today. Reese's Puffs Crunch Hour. Earn double VC and My Points in every game. Gold Rush. Win big and ante up and earn the most VC to win. Court Conqueror. Defeat all 6 courts to reclaim the castle from NBA players. And Beats. Get your gear from Swags and feel the music. Welcome to our 2K TV Holiday Special. We have an epic show.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Oklahoma City Thunder. For Oklahoma City, they come into this game following a loss to Milwaukee. That game was high scoring. Tonight, they'll need to be better defensively. Well, we have a good one tonight. 2 powerhouse clubs about to throw down. Kenny, how do you see this playing out?
Well, you got 2 teams bring out their best in each other tonight, Ernie. So that's why this game is a must-see matchup. Tremendous individual matchups as well, and this will be a heated rivalry for years to come.
I'm seeing something in the ball.
And what ball?
The crystal ball.
Right. Not that again.
I think this could be a preview of these teams meeting in the postseason.
Wow.
Everyone in the league will also be watching.
Wow.
Shaq Thomas.
Do me a favor.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
P-P-Love, time to bring the bass back.
Don't miss out on any games.
If that ain't got a price to pay.
Online.
California on my license. We don't never trip. All in
Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan, our sideline report. Now it's ended down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, we know Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, he's special, D.A., absolutely. Thanks. Tonight, 2 great teams going head-to-head. Some may say it's just another game, but, Brent, it doesn't feel that way right now.
Now, how many of these, Kevin, do we get during the year?
Oh, my gosh.
We're fired up.
They're so fun.
Marquee matchups, marquee players that might be playing well, but we know head-to-head we're going to have some great moments. And one of these teams is going to want to have bragging rights with the season series. This is one for us tonight.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. The forwards, George and Grant. Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. And it's Noel in at the 5. Here's Jay. No good off the back of the rim. Augustine against Westbrook. Teardrop shot, and that's 2 points on the layup. Westbrook's got 5.
Just the way he can contort, control, and focus. Amazing with Westbrook refusing to give in to the defense on that play.
Gordon. Some solid defense from Grant. Thunder off to a quick start here. It's a 5-point game. Westbrook against Augustine. And Westbrook, here we go. George with no one around. And there's another one for the Thunder.
And right now, the game plan seems to be working.
It looks like this team has finally gotten into the club and found its rhythm, trying their best to pull away.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
And that one's good. Noel.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, they've been the better shooting team throughout the first half because of their patience and because of their shot selection.
Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Good.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now. on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. Jeremy Grant out of Syracuse, the rare second-round pick, Brent, who's gotten steady NBA minutes throughout his young career.
Yeah, interesting minutes last year in OKC where he started to make a big difference, actually playing off the bench at the 5 spot and taking advantage with his quickness and athleticism on the roll. I look at a vet like Richard Mbamute, an elite defender, as a guy he might be able to emulate, but more so from the 5 position.
Shot's good from James.
And maybe that'll get them going. They need to find a rhythm.
Well, it took a while for them to earn their first 2 points, but in the NBA, things can happen quickly.
And Westbrook, here we go. Can't connect from short range.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession. Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Robertson the pass to Westbrook. Shot from 16. No good that time. So Orlando will take it the other way. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
Yeah, it just looked like, and I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but just never comfortable in this game. And the line certainly is one of those places where that could show up.
And it's good for 2. Westbrook's got 9.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team. Oh, power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that
could, that could be a catalyst for him. It really could. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. He kicks to Robertson. And the pass to George. And that one goes long.
That's a wide open shot. Sadly, he came up short. And you look back at that 2012 finals, the Thunder lost in 5 games to the Heat. And you looked at that young talent, Durant, Westbrook, Harden, now all MVP award winners, along with Serge Ibaka, a young, talented, energetic Serge Ibaka. And it felt like that was a team that was going to rule the West for a very long time.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. And the Thunder trading away Harden in the summer of 2012. Brent unable to agree on a contract extension.
Well, OKC agreed on the contract. James Harden did not. And that's sort of the line in the sand that was drawn. And the salary cap jumping up in subsequent seasons, they just had bad timing in terms of the frugality of what they offered up to James Harden. It's a decision that we talk about a lot. It's revisionist history, but at the time it was the move that OKC made, and I can't really argue with it.
Pulls it from 20. Misses off the left iron.
And the defense is just not very aggressive. Definitely fortunate that the mid-range jumper did not find the bottom of the net that time.
Good ball movement here by the Magic. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
27 seconds left to play here in the first. Abrinas kicks to Noel. Ross against Schroeder. Here's Abrinas. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's funny how you see so many picks, but this one sets up the defense well. No one rotates over. Bang.
Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Oklahoma City. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll return shortly. Russell Westbrook has surly disposition on the court, but he talks about the power of positivity with his teammates.
Throughout the years, I've been trying to find.
Well, you can't win it alone.
And for us.
So a new group on the floor for Orlando. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Paul George comes in for Alex Abrinas. Robertson, he's checked in for Diallo. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Taking a look at the Thunder, Robertson and George fill out the wings. Grant is out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Westbrook in at the 1 spot. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Well, you think back to a time when people wondered if Westbrook was too aggressive playing with KD. They said Russ was taking too many shots. No questions anymore. Westbrook is the man in OKC.
11 feet away. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Westbrook's got 4 points this quarter.
That's a nice release on the mid-range jump shot. Westbrook getting more consistent from there. Loves the right side especially.
Pass to Jay. Augustine against Westbrook. 5 to shoot. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense nowhere to be found.
Orlando shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
Billy Donovan has faced a tough job in Oklahoma City, Brent. Star players leaving town, some even criticizing him after they left.
The circumstances of Billy Donovan moving off of what he did at the University of Florida and making that a powerhouse Division I basketball program. It's been very interesting to have Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant to begin your career, and then pushing that team to almost beating the Golden State Warriors, losing in a Game 7 to losing Kevin Durant. Billy Donovan's seen a lot in the early part of his career. The hopes is that he continues to grow and learn. Really happy with the hire of Billy Donovan and what he brings to the table in terms of his basketball acumen.
Here's Robertson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Passes it to Patterson. That one doesn't go. Nice D from Fournier. Now the pass to Jay. He feeds it to Gordon. Kicks to Augustine. Out to the right wing. Stolen by Grant. George with the ball. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Magic lead by 5. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Nerlens, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
You know, we got to protect the paint. They can't wait too many.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the 3rd quarter underway. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And I love the game plan in that first half. They really valued each possession.
Efficient so far with the shots that he's taken. His contributions have been fantastic.
Inside, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. And it's Jay in at the 3. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. It's good. Vucevic has got the first points to start out the 3rd quarter for the Magic. For a long time, the answer always seemed to be LeBron James. But it seems fair to ask now, who is the best single player in the NBA, in your opinion?
LeBron James.
Me too.
Didn't you just say his name?
I thought
it was
I
on
did.
my frontal
I was
lobe
thinking
here.
it, and I guess it came out.
We have so many great superstars, but you know, after last year, his 15th season, LeBron James performing the way that he did, carrying his team back to the finals, there's just no doubt amongst peers, and we get a chance to watch him, Kevin. LeBron James is still the man in the NBA.
George, no good.
Well, it's like the defense has a bunch of matchbooks in their hands right now, playing with fire. They were fortunate that somehow he misfired on that one.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, it's like 4 teenagers at home over the summer, just not enough activity. You've gotten your rest. It's time to man up.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Diallo, he's checked in for Robertson. Inside, it's deflected. It's stolen by Vucevic. To the middle. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
Yeah, they're just absolutely getting anything and everything that they want out there. They have not let up.
Bamba is checked in for Orlando. Grant comes in for DJ Augustine.
Mind the lane. One shot.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. To the paint. Noel dishes to Grant. Pass to George. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. George has got his second bucket of the night.
Paul George showing his offensive confidence right there, just letting that one go as soon as it touches his hands.
Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
Ross, he's checked in for Orlando. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Schroeder's checked in.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
He kicks it to Noel. Pass to Diallo. Grant surveying the D. Passes it to Diallo. And it's Mohamed Bamba with the foul. That's his first foul. Mahinmi's checked in. There's 21 seconds left here in the third quarter. Westbrook against Augustine. To the inside. And stolen by Fournier. Kicks it out to Gordon. Gets the three-pointer to fall. And now it's a 12-point Magic lead.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Yeah, scratching my head trying to remember the last time that they missed. They're on an absolute tear.
And so it's the Orlando Magic enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And we'll be back with you shortly. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
What an advantage if your off guard can make plays so valuable.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Thunder trailing by 12. So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook and Robertson, the backcourt. The forwards, George and Grant. And it's Patterson in at the pivot, manning the middle.
Grant at 6'9", using that length right there. A nice soft touch in close to the rim.
Gordon, the pass to Augustine. And stolen by Patterson. Here's Robertson. He's guarded by Fournier. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Well, terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That matchup falls in the middle game of this three-game trip. Vucevic with the block. Fast break. Here come the Magic. And Vucevic throws it down.
And nicely done. Running the floor well, then attacking the rim.
The exclamation point in transition with the high percentage finish.
Robertson kicks to Westbrook. over Augustine. No good off the front iron.
Defense has to feel fortunate. Somehow he missed that opportunity, and still, there's no reason for them to give up that kind of open shot.
No hesitation. When he saw the space the D was giving him, that's 2.
Outside, George. Out to the right wing. Robertson finds Westbrook. Back to Robertson. Clock at 6. The pass to Patterson. The tray. The dive for the ball. Augustine grabs the board.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Vucevic to the pass to Jay. And there it is for him.
Just increasing their advantage. And right now, they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
With today's superstars often joining forces, Brent, we hear some retired legends saying they wanted to beat their rivals, not join their rivals. What do you think?
I saw a lot of joining going on from some of the guys who make those comments, Kevin. So that sort of stuff just eludes me as to where it's coming from. This league has always been dominated by teams that have 2, at least 2, if not 3 upper echelon
superstar players.
Superstar players that end up winning titles. So it's happening now. It happened then. It will continue to happen.
The 3 from George. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. And it's the Magic's ball. 9 points in a row. Good run for him right now. Down low. Grant kicks to Westbrook. Grant outside. Back to Westbrook. Just 5 to shoot. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
And I know we want to assume these shots are going in. The defense definitely blew an assignment there, but still got lucky.
Full speed ahead. I mean, they have been in control since the opening tip, and that may have sealed the deal.
I can imagine a lot of things right now, but a comeback, that's not one of them.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They trail by 19. There's 1:54 left to play here in the 4th. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Jay.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. Robertson kicks it over to Schroeder. Grant outside. In the corner, George with it. Back to Grant. Out left to the wing. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. And Noel throws it down.
And with a monster finish, he stops an 11-0 run by the Magic.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Cover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. And Augustine kicks to Gordon. Jay, the pass to Fournier. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Jay. Lays it up and banks it in. Jay's got 6 in the quarter.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Magic.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And this will make it 36 wins on the year for them.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jay.
And he was remarkable. Absolutely destroyed the opposition. Any matchup he had tonight, it felt like he was going to dominate.
And Augustine kicks to Fournier to the inside. Jay, well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Jay's got 31 points. We've got 33 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Outside, George drills the three-pointer.
This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
It's a shame because this is the team we expected to see fighting on every possession. I think it's just too late.
To the middle. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Way to play, man. Way to play, man. That's the way, baby. That's how we do it. Big win. Yep.
What's up, you guys? Today, I'm super excited to be joined by Bill Simmons. Welcome to 2K TV.
It's a pleasure to be here.
You've talked about...
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it's the Orlando Magic as they'll be playing against the Indiana Pacers. For Indiana, they won their last matchup, that game against Washington, feeling confident after a runaway win. We'll see if they carry over some.
Fans, don't forget to come out to the game for Calendar Day. What better way to pass the year than with pictures of your favorite mascots? Fans, don't forget about our bobblehead giveaway. Come to the game with your family and get a free Stop the Magic Dragon bobblehead.
We are live from Amway Center for an Eastern Conference contest with the Magic in Orlando. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. Pacers are in the midst of a road trip going into this one, winning their last 3 games. They'd like to make that 4 in a row here tonight.
And it's in your DNA. You come up against a natural rival, you're going to be a little bit salty.
And that's what makes it fun. You love seeing these two teams go head-to-head. They're going all out.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Victor Oladipo trained with Dwayne.
He's definitely on an upward trajectory, DA. Thank you. Well, we're about halfway through the season now, Doris. It's no longer new. The playoffs are still a ways away. Seems like a time when players can start to lose focus.
No doubt, Kevin. You have that sense that maybe the All-Star break is coming or going, and you still have that fight you've got to get through, the February, March doldrums. But this is why coaches always talk about, let's play in the moment. Let's not worry about the results, what you can do every day, each moment. When you can do those kinds of things and just lock in on small tasks, then you've got a team that can contend.
Good coaches always seem to steer their teams in the right direction at this time of the year. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for Indiana, Sabonis and Turner inside. Filling out the wings, it's Oladipo and Bogdanovich. And it's Collison in at the point guard position.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Now here's Turner. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game.
Well, you can tell that over time, Oladipo has gained more and more confidence in his scoring ability, especially that close to the chin.
Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. And our third month into the season, things becoming a little more clear in the power rankings. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. They slide down to the third spot, trying not to slide any further.
And right now for the Magic, they weren't supposed to be this effective at this point in the season. The question now is, can they sustain it?
There's the triple. It's hauled in by Gordon. For Orlando, they won their last contest, that game against Oklahoma City. That one is good from James.
Well, Evan Fournier is a fundamentally sound player, and if his teammates are open, he will deliver the rock.
Collison finds Bogdanovich. Rebound by the Magic. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building. They were able to win it for the home fans.
And they did win that last game in this matchup, and it seemed they got the benefit of the whistle.
Boy, I didn't think he had a chance of stopping that lay-in. What a gutsy defensive play. I don't think many knew what to expect from Domantas Sabonis after his trade to Indiana, but what they got is a very smart basketball player who's got size, feel, and skill.
The shot's good from James. Here's Collison. He had 19 points in the win against the Wizards in Washington.
And he didn't take any plays off at the defensive end. I mean, he wound up with 4 steals on the night.
Now, here's Oladipo. Pass to Sabonis. Stolen away. Now, Vucevic. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Fournier passes to Jay. Good work defensively by Turner. The Pacers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Bogdanovich, good, and the assist goes to Collison. Collison's got his 3rd assist on the night. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? First quarter of play. We're about 3 minutes in. Pass to Sabonis. Back to Collison. Outside, Bogdanovich. Back to Collison. 5 on the clock. Shoots it up. That one off the back iron and out.
Boy, I'll tell you, he has plenty of space, but it looked like a little bit of a hitch in that release.
The shot's good from James.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. So the Pacers called timeout, their first of the game. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
I think, Greg, everyone played their role so well, and I loved how aggressive the guys off the bench were in that one.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Isaac comes in for Gordon. Terrence Ross is checked in for Evan Fournier. And it's Grant in for Augustine. Shots good from Young.
Boy, masterful work from Thaddeus Young. He's got such tremendous length down there.
No good from Jay. Indiana's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game.
You think about the Indiana Pacers and some of the young pieces they have to build around. Victor Oladipo has proven to be a legit all-star. Miles Turner is brimming with potential, and Domantas Sabonis. These are all guys you can build around. I'm excited to watch the development of this organization.
He gets that one.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Moore against Ross. For 3. No good from Moore.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed. And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Pacers trail by 3. 24 seconds left here in the first quarter. Poke loose. Inside. And it's blocked.
The main weapon in Bamba's attack, the slender, long arms he possesses, helps him block lots of shots. Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Magic shooting their first free throws of the game.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Jay.
Boy, how outstanding at the line has this guy been. One of the best free throw shooting big men you will ever find.
Here's Evans. And the Pacers can't get it to go. The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Magic lead by 5. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And so a new group on the floor for Orlando. Magic leading by 14. On the court for Indiana. Collison and Oladipo are the guard set. Sabonis and Turner inside. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Thunder was tremendous. He ended with 31 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. That was just the latest chapter in what has been a very good stretch of outings for him. He can't afford to take anything for granted going into tonight.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. I mean, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Well, that was an elite performance, and it didn't seem to matter what approach they used to try to slow this guy down. He had an answer for everything.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. And for the most part, when Bogdanovich is out on the floor, he's there to do one thing, shoot.
And I tell you what, when you can shoot like that, that's all you need to do. Great catch-and-shoot player who can stretch the defense. You cannot leave him alone. And really, his presence frees up so much for his teammates on the floor.
That one's good, and the Magic lead is cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Victor Oladipo. Orlando's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Jay, the pass to Gordon. He lobs it up.
Boy, don't you love to see Aaron Gordon make these kinds of decisions. This guy is fully capable of recognizing open teammates.
And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That is game 3 of this 4-game trip.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Indiana again missing. Orlando leading by 14. Here's Jay. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Jay's got 22.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And Oladipo kicks to Turner. Now Collison. Fires the 3. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's the Magic up by 16. And will return shortly. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
Oh, his power is unbelievable. An intimidating force when he's at his best.
Inside, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. And it's Jay in at the 3 slot. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. Doors are seeing a lot of movement on the offensive side of the ball, a lot of screening, a lot of movement, obviously, without the ball. Does that require more awareness, not only on the offensive side to make those moves, but also defensively?
No, I don't think there's any question about it. One of the most important things you can do if you're an excellent defensive team is you start with communication. So as that action starts, the movement and the screening, are the teammates talking? Screen coming right, screen coming left. Do we want to trap the screen? Do we want to make sure the ball gets out of a certain player's hands? Communication in this day and age against motion offenses has got to be at the top of the list defensively.
Well said.
You know, Bogdanovic, a guy who has moved around a little bit the last few seasons, but you wonder, has he found a home with Indiana? This guy steps right into the wing, gives them great production from the 3.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Turner. Young is subbed in for Sabonis. Collison up top, guarded by Augustine. And Young kicks to Collison. Oladipo against Fournier. Fires from deep. Oladipo misses. Doors for Bogdanovic. Perhaps the biggest help he provided was his improved defense.
Well, let's remember this about Bogdanovic. Early in his career, it kept him off the floor. And he flat decided, I want to be in the lineup when it's closing time, and made a real commitment to being better defensively.
For Orlando, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Gordon. Ross is checked in for Fournier. And it's Jaren Grant in for Augustine. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
Mahinmi's checked in for Jay. And we're about halfway through the season, and what better time to see how the Rookie of the Year race is starting to shape up. A lot of bright stars on this list. Well, you look at Jay. Well, he's shown he's a force as we move along in the meat of the season, sitting pretty at that #1 spot now, and it's his race to lose.
And this is just
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. The Pacers shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
.51 seconds left in the 3rd. To the paint, Sabonis with the steal. Evans finds Oladipo. Off target at the rim.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up. Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
And it's Evans with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. Outside, Bogdanovic. The kick out to Oladipo. It's Evans on the wing. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. 5 to shoot. Indiana needs to get a shot off. A nice shot by Bogdanovic.
Well, Bogdanovic looking so comfortable close to the rim, just extends past the defense beautifully.
Drills the three-pointer.
Once he crosses half court, you need to stay awake because he can drop it from deep.
And so it's the Orlando Magic rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. The Pacers shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Filling out the wings, it's Oladipo and Bogdanovich. Miles Turner out there with Leaf, and it's Frazier in at point guard. Now, here's Bogdanovich. Defense right on him. 6 on the shot clock. With some arc.
You see, the combination of size, mobility, athleticism gives Aaron Gordon the necessary attributes to be an excellent defender.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg, especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
The Magic making a switch here. Birch is checked in. Frazier scanning the floor. Well, so often when a player changes teams, Doris, we see a lot of emotions from him, his teammates, from the fans, and coaches. Is it even reasonable to expect loyalty in sports nowadays?
You know, I think times have changed, Kevin. We're no longer living in an era where a player sticks with an organization throughout the course of his tenure, or at least that is the outlier nowadays. The reality is teams always make decisions with their long-term best interests at heart. And so when a player has earned the right to embrace his free agency, there's a reason it's termed free agency, then he should have an equal opportunity to the team to make the decisions that are in his best interest. Whatever those values and priorities for that individual player are, when you reach free agency, you've earned that right.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
The Pacers making a switch here. Orlando's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Here's Jay, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Indiana called for the foul, and he makes the first.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Grant, he's checked in for Orlando. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That will be foul number 5 on him. We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Stolen by Bamba. Now here is Augustine. Launches it. The shot's good from Jay. Jay's got 13 points in the second half.
And weak rotation defensively. This is not a guy you want to leave open when you're trying to stay in the game.
Now, the defense just not in sync there, right? You've got to do a better job communicating.
Young with the steal. Knocks it loose. The Pacers have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Magic.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And so checking out the record for these guys, tonight will mark win number 37 for them on the year.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jay.
I think his steals tell the story. This guy was a disruptive force, and I don't think you can underestimate how important it is for a team to have someone in that role.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. So for the Magic, Mahimi comes in for Bamba, and Simmons subbed in for Aaron Gordon. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Indiana. Orlando's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%, 7 of 13 on 3.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
At this point, they're completely overwhelming them. The opposition looks totally defeated.
36 seconds left in the fourth. Poked away. O'Quinn, the pass to McDermott. Back to O'Quinn. Just 2 to shoot. From deep, Evans. Evans can't get that one to fall.
Oh, great job on the closeout, providing a lot of good D on the perimeter.
Well, that's just superb effort on the defensive end. You don't allow the shooter to get into a rhythm from deep.
The shot's good from James.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Oh, there's no doubt. This crowd is into it, and it's because of how well their guys have played tonight.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.
See that? That's what I'm talking about. Man. Good game, baby.
Have an anecdote to this.
Right. And you've done that a lot.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Magic in Orlando. For the Magic, they won their last contest, that game against the Pacers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Feeling confident after a runaway win. We'll see if they carry over some of that momentum. So tonight, two inexperienced teams face.
Fans, you hear from Mascot Mania. All fans should attend to receive a booster of Stuff the Magic Dragons.
Remember, sports fans, if the home team scores more than 100 points.
Seems like we've been here before. Yes, it is Groundhog Day. And we welcome you to this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. This crowd is really ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Magic. They traveled to Brooklyn last time they faced the Nets, and they came away with a win. And guys, they come into this one looking for win number 3 on the season against these guys. They already have won the first 2.
Yeah, they cruised to a win in these teams' last encounter, and their field goal percentage was off the charts.
Scorching and torching offensively. They were able to get everything they wanted.
We are far enough into the season now to determine the true contenders, Clark, or do you feel that isn't revealed until closer to playoff time?
No, I think you start to narrow that list down right now, Kevin. I mean, you begin to see which teams are capable of making runs in the playoffs. And obviously, anything can happen between now and the playoffs, but the teams that are going to be there battling, you get a pretty good read on who those teams are right now.
So the Nets starting 5. Carroll is the 3 with Hollis Jefferson at the 4. Russell and LeVert in the backcourt. And it's Allen in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
You know, Karis LeVert came into the league as a scoring wing, but has changed into a playmaker. I mean, he developed into a primary ball handler out of necessity, and it's a role he's thrived in. He attacks the defense and can finish at the rim himself or find teammates.
Now here is Augustine. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. They get a hand on it. Lets it go from the wing, and that's good for 2. Russell's got his first basket.
Boy, he's so good at creating shots in that mid-range area. D'Angelo, a difficult guy to stay close to.
Got a hand on it. They retain possession. Augustine against Russell. Here's Jay. Lays it up off the glass.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Now, here is Russell. He had 22 points in the win against the Spurs in San Antonio.
And, you know, Kevin, his creativity really on display that night. I mean, he was threading beautiful passes everywhere.
The Magic shooting their first free throws here for the night.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. And he has been on another level this past month, getting Eastern Conference Player of the Month. Jay.
Well, he's been an absolute magician when the ball has been in his hands. There isn't any aspect of the offense that he hasn't contributed in, and it's been a pleasure to watch. I mean, unless you are an opposing coach, then his play has been a vivid nightmare.
Now, here is Russell. He's someone who's a factor on any given night, averaging more than 22 points a game. Allen, right side, on the clock. Here's LeVert. And it's Orlando with the rebound. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And, you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Kenny Atkinson.
Thanks, Kevin. He told me that when you're playing against a team as good as they are inside, you have to stop the easy looks. He said if they can keep them out of the paint, they'll be in good shape to win. We'll see, Kevin. Back to you.
Thanks so much, David. And it's the Magic with the ball, following the bucket by the Nets. Pass to Russell. Second shot opportunity, and it's denied. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Gordon comes in for Isaac. Ross is checked in for Evan Fournier. And it's Jaren Grant in for Augustine. Spencer Dinwiddie's checked in for the Nets. Off the inbound, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And when D'Angelo Russell is on the floor, he's looking to attack at every chance he gets.
Yeah, he's a smooth operator now. This guy has all the tools. He's best, though, I think, when he's challenging defenders and probing the defense. Such a skilled and gifted passer. He's got a nice blend of speed and has gotten stronger, which I think is really an asset for him. He can get a little streaky at times, but when he's on, you got to ride his wave because it's a good one.
Davis is checked in for the Nets. Harris comes in for DeMarre Carroll. Russell against Grant. Puts it up. And the shot is long.
It's just one of those games for him so far. Nothing seems to be finding the bottom of the net.
Good ball movement here by the Magic. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Ross passes to Jay. True on the 14-footer. Jay's got it, got 10.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
To the left side wing. Hollis Jefferson finds Davis. Hollis Jefferson passes to Harris. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds. Orlando takes possession. Jonathan Simmons is checked in for Orlando. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Napier's checked in. 116. So a new group on the floor for Orlando. And a new group in for the Nets. Allen's checked in for Hollis Jefferson. Damari Carroll comes in for Harris. LeVert's checked in for Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Russell in for Shabazz Napier. Setting the floor for the Nets. Russell and LeVert in the backcourt. Davis is out there with Allen. And it's Carroll in at the 3 slot. Fast break. Here come the Magic. On up the court. It's stolen by Davis. Here's LeVert. Boy, he was something else against San Antonio. And the call will be against Fournier. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Inside. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. 6 points for D'Angelo Russell.
Like a ninja is Russell. Sliding inside for the deuce. Feel like slippery, smooth, productive.
The shot's good from James. Nets leading by 6. Here's LeVert. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Russell with a wide open look. They grabbed their own miss. Allen, that's good.
And Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Well, the hustle and the effort, the persistence, all of that paying off in a big way. And that's something that makes a coach smile.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And one thing, Clark, about the Nets, they've shown in the last couple years that they are willing to take a risk on players.
And in many cases, it's worked out for them, Kevin. They traded for D'Angelo Russell when his value was rather low. So taking a risk on players who hadn't worked out for other teams has paid dividends. And I'd throw Damari Carroll in that category as well for them.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Pacers was terrific. He had 41 points and did his thing on the defensive end with a number of steals. The stat line was filled, and the whole league is talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. Yeah, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Greg, something really stoked his fire. Man, there was no holding him back. And when a player is that locked in, you just got to sit back and enjoy the ride.
And it's LeVert missing.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Augustine passes to Jay. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there, Augustine, making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
Pass to Allen. Rebounded by Isaac.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Here is Davis following the bucket by Orlando. Pass to Carroll. Kicks to Russell. Shot clock at 5. He doesn't hit that one. The Magic go the other way with it. Fournier gets a wide open look, and there are the Magic with another bucket.
Quite honestly, Fournier just has a good basketball IQ, a high basketball IQ, knowing even before he gets the pass that he's... My goodness.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kevin, there. I mean, I can't fault the guy for adding a little flavor to things. I'm fine. Even if he'd have missed it, I don't mind him taking a chance to spruce it up a little bit.
Russell kicks to Carroll. That 3 off the mark. Back right after this. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them and really few forced shots here so far.
And, you know, Greg, I like how they've set the pace. There's a lot of time left in this one, so there's no rush. You don't have to go 70 miles an hour. Keep it at about 45.
Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Vucevic is out there with Jay, and it's Isaac in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's out there for Orlando. Clark, you once worked for the Indiana Pacers, Vice President, Player Relations, and really had your fingerprints on a lot of part of that organization. Could you see yourself going back to an NBA front office role?
I don't anticipate that. I love what I do as a broadcaster. I really feel as though I'm right where God wants me to be. Currently had a wonderful tenure with the Pacers, 32 years between playing, broadcasting, both radio and television, then 4 years in the VP of Player Relations role. Phenomenal relationships with a number of people, but no, I think that chapter for me is in the rearview mirror.
I speak for everyone playing the game, watching the game. We're glad you're in broadcasting, I'll tell you that.
Thank you, partner. Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
Now the pass to Jay. Good on the shot. Jay's got it all tied up now for the Magic.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Russell looking around. Got a piece of it, and he gets it back. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort. And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to be flexible. When something isn't working, you adjust, you modify, you go to something else. That's what the best.
And stolen by Napier. He kicks to Dinwiddie. Hollis Jefferson finds Davis. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Knocks it loose. Davis down low. He's against Gordon. Harris. And that one falls coming off of Davis's feed. Harris has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside and then the nice little kick out in rhythm for the jump.
I tell you what, total team player. When Simmons hits the open man like this, he adds value to his team.
For Orlando, they have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any. That's good from Jay. Third quarter of basketball here and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Napier with it. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. On the wing, Harris. 6 to shoot. To the paint. There's Hollis Jefferson.
Yeah, loitering above the rim. Hollis Jefferson with athleticism to burn.
And Simmons has got the ball here for the Magic. A 2-point game. The shot's good from Jay.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Dinwiddie dishes to Napier. Here's Dinwiddie. He's guarded by Ross, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Taking a look at Orlando. They're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And checking out Brooklyn, just way behind.
And seeing where the Magic are, they have caught the entire league off guard. This was not a position anyone thought they'd be in at this stage of the season.
And the credit belongs to them for what they did and didn't do during the offseason. I mean, they had a vision, they set it out, and they've stayed true to it.
Evan Fournier's checked in for Orlando. Augustine comes in for Simmons. And then for Brooklyn, Damari Carroll's checked in for Harris. And it's Russell in for Shabazz Napier. Outside Russell, shot clock at 6. All sorts of time. And that one hits back iron.
Can't get more open than that. No idea how he mistimed that mid-range shot. Maybe he was too open. Boy, the defense looked helpless there. I mean, he's going to lay it up every time when he's got a smaller defender on it.
From the stripe, and that one drops. Russell's got 6 here in this quarter.
Yes, filling it up. Russell now shooting past his typical scoring pace.
We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
Don't miss the action. Your favorite NBA superstars are here to compete in a showcase of the league's top talent. It's the NBA All-Star Game.
And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
James checked in for Bamba. And then for Brooklyn, Harris is checked in for Davis. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Damari Carroll. And Shabazz Napier subbed in for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Harris is out there with LeVert. Then there's Shabazz Napier. And there's D'Angelo Russell. And it's Dinwiddie in at the 3. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Augustine against Russell. Passes it to LeVert. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Magic leading by 3. Jay the pass to Fournier. With the teardrop. Yes! And the foul. DJ Augustine picks one up.
Boy, he never seems to get rattled. He's got a very calm, steady demeanor about himself. D'Angelo making it look easy.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Allen's checked in for Harris. Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Shabazz Napier. And Damari Carroll subbed in for Spencer Dinwiddie.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Good.
Nice reaction by D'Angelo to the defense sagging back. Just drops in the simple floater there.
No good from Jay.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Nets.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. Augustine's got his 8th assist here tonight. Russell against Augustine. It's Hollis-Jefferson, top of the key. Good!
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing him deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
Here's Jay. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
And you really can't say enough about his composure in the big moments, as cool as they come.
And timeout call by Kenny Atkinson. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, D'Angelo Russell.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I was able to catch Kenny Atkinson's message to his team, and he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed, guys.
Here's Jay. Count it! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
And he's had an excellent performance overall from the field.
A lot is on the line here.
Crowd is so focused.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. To the middle. Here's Augustine. Sinks it.
Tricky and crafty inside. Augustine has a unique ability to get tough shots over the defense.
Timeout called, the Nets. They're behind by 2. There's 25 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. There's 25 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Augustine against Russell. Pass to LeVert. There's the 3. No good from three-point territory. And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
And so both free throws are good. And it's a 4-point ball game.
Hey, I think that should do it. You know, got to give him credit. He came through when it mattered most.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. From deep. Off target with that shot. And so the big win by Orlando in a tight game. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans. But in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on. But let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long, everyone.
AI, Press is asking for you. Can you answer some questions real quick?
All right, thanks, Charlie. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
All right, I'll see you in the conference room. Everything is all set. They're ready for you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, good luck.
So things were probably a little closer out there than you would have liked, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. We took care of business, though.
You did? How much credit do you take for tonight's win?
I got to give the lion's share of the credit to Gatorade. I mean, I think that we were just really, really well. We good then? Okay, thanks.
Thanks, AI.
they not missing alarm clocks. I got them all scared to guard me. Look how they holding their arm far. I gotta show them the range. They thought I was driving a foreign car. Do they got insurance for ankles? Cause you gonna be using your OnStar. I'm always breaking their ankles. That's why I'm usually an all-star. You never catching me off guard. Why you think I made this sauce on? I'm already cooking them. Soon as I look at them, I go to put the sauce on. You better take them and lace them. I like to shake them and break them. Straight to the hole, I'ma take them. Already know them.
Hey, thanks for coming back. Let me know if you need anything.
Thanks, man. I'm all set. I'll take these.
Great. And by the way, don't forget to download our app and check out all the latest releases.
Sounds good. I will.
I like to shake them and break them. Straight to the hole, I'ma take them. Already know I'ma make it. Because I'm an ankle bully. You need your ankle brace. I'm an ankle bully. Cause I'm an ankle breaker.
Yeah. How do I learn how to get better at 2K?
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it's the Orlando Magic as they'll be playing against the Oklahoma City Thunder in their house, Chesapeake Energy Arena. And for Oklahoma City, they're up there in third place in the Western Conference, very close to the position.
Envious, or they either scared and feel like insidious. Times been ugly, but now they just hideous. Everybody's
still have a few seats available to play the Thunder game.
I'm just being me. The switches for the pass. I'm the guy's playing, so I'm something no man can touch.
Bring the family and get a free.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
Two teams, two conferences. It's a road game for the Magic in this one. And a happy Chinese New Year to everyone watching tonight. Glad to have you with us for our special presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along courtside with Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge on our sideline. You take a look at the Thunder. Well, they didn't have the success they hoped for on their recent road trip, but now is the time to regroup for a win with the help of their tremendous fans.
Yeah, and remember, this is the second and final time these teams will see one another, so they're going to want to ensure things turn out a bit differently this time around. I expect them to be as aggressive as we've seen all season.
And maybe just more than wins and losses at stake, it could be pride. They'll be using everything in their arsenal to try and avoid the season sweep.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Orlando. DJ Augustine out there with Terrence Ross. Then there's Jonathan Isaac, and it's Vucevic, and it's Jay in at the 4. Brent, 2 stingy defenses tonight. Hard to see how either team is going to put up a lot of points.
These are the kind of games, Kevin, where sometimes you have an offensive breakout from a player that you and I, in doing the elaborate research we do, all of a sudden comes up with a 19-point performance where we say out of nowhere, maybe because that defensive team wasn't prepared for that guy stepping up in a big way.
Exactly. Well, the All-Star rosters have been announced, and AI will be busy come All-Star weekend. Nice to see him get the recognition.
And I don't think anyone can say that AI doesn't deserve to be an all-star. I mean, with what he does for this team and the level of play he's held this year, it seemed like an all-star nod was just a foregone conclusion.
I like that recognition. Effortlessly getting his teammate the ball in a spot where he knows he can do something with it.
Westbrook kicks to Robertson. On the wing, George. Outside Westbrook. The three-pointer, no good.
And right now, they're like a light switch in the off position. 1 of 5 so far. Not an ideal start.
Bucket is good. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now, here's Isaac, defended by George.
I love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
George passes to Westbrook. Clock at 6. The 17-footer goes down. Westbrook's got his first points of the night.
Getting a little bit more room here from the mid-range, the explosive shot area, getting quick to that spot and separating from the defender.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
Off target with the open look.
And his touch has just been a little bit absent this quarter, and he's missing a ton of shots.
Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. George with the ball.
Yeah, AM doesn't stand for morning with Westbrook. It stands for attack mode. You know, every night that I get a chance to be called.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. They get it back. Vucevic with the block, and the turnover again by Orlando. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Nets was outstanding. He finished with 36 points, and he seemed to have a hand in all the big defensive stops, putting up good numbers in both the steal and block columns. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it, and he took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thanks. He lifted his game to an unreal level that night.
Yeah, he showed how dangerous he is when he's at his best. And, man, he'd love to keep that hot streak going here tonight.
Would you guys be surprised if he doesn't keep it going? I mean, the only way to follow up a game like that is with an even better one.
We've got Dennis Schroeder. Grant is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then there's Andre Robertson. And it's Diallo in at the 2 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Brett, we've heard people say that Russell Westbrook is not a superstar. What are your thoughts on that?
How old are these people you're talking to, Kevin? And really, how much basketball have they watched? Russell Westbrook is the elite of the elite. Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from there.
That's tipped. That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. And the voting for the dunk contest is just about over. So let's bring up the leading contenders for you. Boy, with the players on this list, you know this year's contest is going to be a fun one.
It is. And with their places in the contest almost wrapped up, I'm sure these guys are working on their moves already.
Well, you look at Jay, and I know he'd like to make a move up in the consideration. He's got all the athleticism you hope for from a dunk contest participant.
He sure does. Lots of competition, though, in the running this year to get that big invite.
And we're getting closer and closer to having our contestants determined. So be sure to stay tuned as we'll be bringing you updates very, very soon.
And partner, if we had the contest today, I'd be happy with the group we have right now.
Well, even though he missed, you like seeing him taking that kind of shot. The defense must be better.
Here's Schroeder. And that one is off. So Orlando will take it the other way. Their last encounter was in Orlando.
And you know what? Up against a weak defense, they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
Yeah, what I like, though, besides that, is that they just didn't settle for it, because weak defenses, you could take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight.
Now Grant, after the missed three from Dennis Schroeder. Tries to keep it alive, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it.
And let's take a look at the numbers for Jay. Averaging 33 points a game, over 2.5 steals and 3 rebounds. And he's a real threat defensively. You look at his steals during this stretch, always lurking for the smallest mistake.
And he's causing a lot of those mistakes, too. He's just harassing you 94 feet and does not give you an inch.
That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
Here's Grant. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
No doubt that Jeremy Grant wants to become a better shooter, showing signs of progress in his catch-and-shoot game.
And Vucevic kicks to Augustine. Inside.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort, because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Noel's checked in for Patterson. Paul George comes in for Andre Robertson. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Diallo. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Dennis Schroeder. Here's Abrinas. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Clock at 2. No good from outside. Magic leading by 7. There's 42 seconds left in the first half of the game. Jay, the pass to Gordon. Some solid defense from Grant.
Wonderful defense, staying active around the rim and then really putting the shooter in a tough spot.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for Orlando. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And you know, when everyone's working together, taking care of their roles, it just makes the game easier.
Well, they not only had the right strategy, but they were very exact in their execution. And when the coaches call on the right plays, everything just looks seamless.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. George finds Noel, and Noel throws it down.
That's the man you want running into the pick and roll. It's Paul George at the helm. He's got the ball and makes a great play.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Well, look, let's look at that All-Star vote. It is official. You are a first-time NBA All-Star. What does that mean to you?
I'll tell you, DA, this may be the first time, but it's not going to be the last, baby. I got so many great guys around me, and my coaches have so much faith in me. You know, I think we can keep this going for many seasons to come, so look out.
Yeah, you're not lacking for confidence, and that's a good thing because it makes everything possible. Guys?
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, good things happen when you maintain composure. Their shot selection has been extremely disciplined.
Hey, Greg, is there a shot that he's taken that has been out of the flow of the offense? I don't think so.
Tipping off the second half. Here's Steve Clifford's 5. We've got P.J. Augustine out there with Terrence Ross. And it's Vucevic and it's Isaac in at the small forward position. One of my favorite moves is the Euro step. I know it's one of yours as well. There are a lot of guys that can do it well.
Well, I got to see Manu Ginobili step around me for years in San Antonio. But I think James Harden is still the most devastating Euro step player we have in the game. There's something about the lefties, isn't there, Kevin? We have a hard time figuring
They
a
throw
lefty
you off.
out.
They throw you off automatically just by the left hand.
Right.
Then they add the little sidestep.
James Harden with the shiftiness and the way he moves the ball around and draws contact. I know there are a lot of people that get aggravated by that, but he's nearly impossible to stop, especially when he's got his passport with the Euro step.
He slithers. And Noel throws it down.
I don't think the timing could have been any better as Russell Westbrook does a great job of taking advantage of the defense.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now, here's Isaac. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. The shot's good from Jay.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. Here's Robertson. Pass to Westbrook. From 8. Passes it to Noel. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Yeah, they got to hope to turn it on soon. 1 of 4 so far, and they know they got to be better.
And Vucevic kicks to Ross. And he can extend the lead to double digits.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Outside Westbrook. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. For the Thunder, Patterson comes in for Jeremy Grant, and Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Robertson. Bamba is checked in for the Magic. Jonathan Simmons comes in for Ross. George, no good.
Well, if they had an edge at halftime, they might have lost it beginning this half. 1 of 5.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Westbrook kicks to Patterson. He dishes it to George. Hits it from three-point range. George has got 5 points so far.
And right now, the torture chamber that Paul George has put the defense in is paying off for his team. PG played his first 7 seasons in Indiana with the Pacers and guided them to 2 Eastern Conference Finals appearances, and that playoff PG moniker that he came up with, it holds true if you look at the numbers. And when the Pacers were about to rebuild, I think Paul George let them know that he was willing to move on to continue his career somewhere else.
And the Thunder with the possession here. After the Magic pick up 2. Launches a 3, and again Oklahoma City with the triple.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on George. Orlando shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. He's off on the 1st. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Abrinas is checked in. Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Orlando. Fournier comes in for DJ Augustine. And there's a minute 45 left in the third quarter. Noel dishes to Schroeder, and Jay gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul. Thunder trailing by 9. Robertson and George fill out the wings. Patrick Patterson is out there with Grant, and it's Schroeder in at the point guard position. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Fast break. Here come the Magic. Here's Jay. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
He keeps finding great shots out there, and the opportunities are turning up roses.
Nerlens Noel checks in for Patrick Patterson. And a switcher also for Orlando. Augustine's checked in. Schroeder against Augustine. It's hauled in by Gordon.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Here's Jay. Tries again. And he lays it up and in. Jay's got 5 points now this quarter.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
And now, here comes Augustine leading the break. Here's Jay. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jay's got 14 points now in the second half.
I love the pace he's playing with, letting his offense come to him naturally and then building upon this lead for his team.
Schroeder passes to Grant. And George kicks it over to Schroeder. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Over in the corner, Isaac. Orlando moving the ball around. Pass to Jay. Here's Augustine. 6 to shoot. Back to Gordon. Here's Jay. Lays it up off the glass. Jay's got 38 points.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
And showing a good nose for the ball there. Picks it clean, and he's off to the races.
And a good decision on the move. Too often we see teams have this kind of opportunity and fail to convert.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Brent, last season the league cut back on timeouts. Are you hearing any other ideas of how to reduce the duration of some of these games?
There's also the idea last year where they put it into place where right after the second quarter ended, they put you on a 15-minute clock in between halftime.
It started immediately.
And I thought that was ideal. So if you're at a game and you get to see the dog jumping through the hula hoop.
Which you love.
I love it.
I know.
It's only going to last the 7 or 8 minutes before the teams come back out. And I thought last year that helped the game speed along. And I think they sped up last year, if I'm not wrong, Kevin, by about 3 minutes time.
I'm glad when you go out there and balance the dishes on your head. That's always been so fun to watch.
There's only one red panda, Kevin.
I know. Russell Westbrook's checked in for Oklahoma City. Vucevic checked in for Orlando. And it's Noel missing.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And Ross with the slam.
Just increasing their advantage. And right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
Westbrook kicks to Robertson. Outside Westbrook. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. And that's now 7 points for Russell Westbrook.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, and then the fear sets in that you're going to create driving lanes that could lead to easy buckets. This is not an easy fix.
And so here is Oklahoma City. Now the pass to Robertson. On the wing, George. Pass to Westbrook. Shot clock at 6. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Noel finds Grant. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Wow, Jeremy Grant continuing to work on his game, stretching it out to the three-point line.
Here's Jay. Plays it up and banks it in. Jay's got 44.
Full speed ahead. I mean, they have been in control since the opening tip, and that may have sealed the deal.
I can imagine a lot of things right now, but a comeback, that's not one of them.
Now here is Augustine. Following the miss by Russell Westbrook. No good from Jay.
Yeah, the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Orlando.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And this will push their record to 39 wins in a good effort tonight.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jay.
He came in with a focus and brought that dominant performance to the defense all night long, controlling the pace of the game and was firing on all cylinders.
Here's Robertson. After the made shot from Nikola Vucevic. Westbrook feeling it out a bit. Nobody near George. From outside off the mark. Orlando dictating the flow. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. And now Westbrook pushing it up. No one back to stop him. That one falls.
More power of Westbrook shown there. Not many guys can finish through contact like that.
Here's Jay. And that one is stuffed right through.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through.
Goes up. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Now the team came in fired up from the opening tip. You see the focus. They're ready to do battle.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
AI.
Yo.
We need you in the press conference room. 5 minutes.
Gotcha. Be right there, man.
See you there.
It's a good game. Good game.
Go get him.
Hey, thanks, Charlie.
AI, the All-Star rosters were announced today, and it's official. You're on the team. How does it feel?
Yeah, you know, it feels good. I'm not surprised because I think I earned it with the way I've been playing. But, you know, still. So now I just got to get out there, make a show, and let the coaches know that they made the right decision. AI, all-star indeed.
Yo, where's my Jordan money?
Jordan money.
My Jordan money. I know you know what it is. Come on, pass the check over. I got things to do.
Might be it. It might not.
Well, let me see that. I'm just gonna cash this no matter what it is. Thanks.
Mr. AI, you've always been an all-star in my ledger.
How long you been working on that one, Spinelli?
For a little while, sir.
Oh, what, like 2-3 minutes?
More like 5 days, sir.
Okay, good, man. It's coming along. Have a good day, S-Man.
I always do, sir.